Average Joe's Eatery and Patio Bar is North Bay's only year-round lakefront restaurant. On the shores of beautiful Trout Lake, we have been serving delicious food and stunning views since 1999. Indulge in one of our delicious menu items or simply sit with a cocktail in hand and watch the beauty of Trout Lake before your eyes. Check us out online at averagejoes.net or visit us in person at 3501 Trout Lake Road, North Bay.
Hey there, I'm Mike the Financial Advisor. When you strip it down to its core and you take away all the industry jargon, I help people solve financial concerns. So if you're concerned that you'll never save enough to retire comfortably, or that your kid is going to graduate post-secondary $40,000 in debt, or maybe even that life is going to take a really unfortunate sideways turn and somebody is going to have to open a GoFundMe page for you and your family, I can help you prevent all of those things from happening. If you want to see how, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Just do a search for Mike the Financial Advisor. You should find me.
You rely on your vehicle to take you to the places that matter most to you. So bring your vehicle to the team you can rely on to keep it running at its best. Dave's Automotive Services. Whether you're getting your car or truck ready for the season with a tire change, making sure you're safe on the road with an inspection and certification, or doing your due diligence to keep your vehicle in tip-top shape with regular maintenance, Dave's Automotive Services has you covered. Expert troubleshooting, quality repairs, and time-efficient labor are the 3 stars of service you can expect when you bring your car or truck to Dave's Automotive Services at 411 Airport Road. Call 705-478-5544 and book your appointment today.
Welcome to the Powassan Sportsplex in Powassan, Ontario. I am Matthew Sukram alongside Courtney Kenny, and this is Powassan Voodoos Hockey Live on Flow Hockey as well as on the Frontline Broadcast YouTube channel. Should be a good one tonight as it features two teams that were in the that had a playoff matchup against each other last year in the first round. The Powassan Voodoos with a 6-game victory over the Hearst Lumberjacks, and now it is a rematch of that series. It's Hearst's first visit to the Powassan Sportsplex since that Game 6 loss. And you know they're also out for revenge from a loss earlier this season, Courtney, when these two teams met in Hearst on October 21st. It was a 6-2 Powassan win, so you know Hearst is going to be hungry for some revenge tonight.
Yeah, you got to think that the Hearst is going to be hungry for sure. They've now lost essentially 2 straight games against the Voodoos. If you go back to that playoff series in Game 6 where they lost here at home against the against the Powassan Voodoos, of course. So the Hearst Lumberjacks definitely out for a little bit of revenge, as you mentioned, but the Voodoos are looking to keep the good times rolling here and keep a bit of a point differential as well between them and the Hearst Lumberjacks, as Hearst currently trails them in the standings with 24 points through 23 games played. But Powassan has 32 points, tied for first with the Timmins Rock through 25 games played. So, as the old saying goes, you know, points in November are just as important as they are in February and March.
Absolutely. So let's turn our attention to our players to watch on both the Hearst and the Powassan side.
Players to Watch is brought to you by Mike the Financial Advisor. If you have financial questions, he has financial answers. On Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Mike the FA.
And Courtney, you selected a couple of guys that really have had no problem putting the puck in the back of the net so far this season.
Lumberjacks, we have Tyler Patterson for 24 games. 15 assists, 33 points. He's on pace for 80 points in 58 games played if he remains healthy. And this is a guy who's put up points in previous years. He put up 60 last year with Hearst and was a thorn in the side of the Powassan Voodoos through that 6-game series, putting up 5 points as well. On the flip side for the Voodoos, we're looking at Wraith Smith, who has been on an absolute heater as of late for the Powassan Voodoos. The battalion prospect so far on the season has 12 goals, 13 assists for 25 points in 24 games. And I cannot stress this enough, he's doing this as a 16-year-old at the Junior A level. We've seen some great battalion prospects come up through the ranks with the Powassan Voodoos, but Wraith Smith, especially with the uncertainty of where the battalion will stand after this current core kind of changes over, Wraith Smith gives you pause to look at the future and say it's not going to be all bleak.
Absolutely, and Courtney, you touched on the great performance so far out of Wraith Smith this season on the latest episode of the Frontline podcast when Powassan Voodoos general manager Chris Dawson was the guest with yourself and Ben Sargent, and he had nothing but positive things to say about Mr. Smith.
Yeah, you know what? I know General Manager of the battalion, Adam Dennis, really likes to put an emphasis on drafting good people. And last night at the battalion game, unfortunately, the battalion lose to the London Knights, but Wraith was there standing next to Mike McIver, who's played some games with the Powassan Voodoos. And I got to see firsthand just how great of a person Wraith Smith can be, because I've interviewed him once where he was here as our player of the game. When I stood down at the glass waiting for our player of the game for the battalion game last night, Mike McIver's between me and Wraith Smith. I didn't know he was there. He turned around, reached over, said, "Hey man, how's it going?" Shook my hand. "Are you in Powassan tomorrow for the game?" I said, "Absolutely." He said, "Excellent." So nothing but good things to say about Wraith Smith as a person off the ice.
Well, good things to say when he strokes your ego, for sure.
Well, it certainly gets you brownie points on the broadcast, for sure, and on the podcast.
So, and speaking of the podcast, before we get going here, again, you can like, share, and subscribe to the Frontline podcast wherever you get your favorite podcast, or you can go over to the North Bay Echo website and find all the information on there. Please give us a like, a share. Tell everyone you know about it. It would be awesome to keep those subscriber numbers going. And if you're feeling even more generous, the holiday season is upon us. You can visit us on patreon.com/Frontline Podcast and throw a few dollars our way. It really does help keep these broadcasts going. We're going to pause for the national anthem, and then we'll have puck drop between the Powassan Voodoos and the Hearst Lumberjacks.
So gallantly scream, and the rockets wrapped in air, the bombs bursting in air, give proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sailors that start, whose banner yet wave, for the land of the free and the home of the
And we welcome you back inside the Powassan Sportsplex, where we're going to get ready for our opening face-off between the Powassan Voodoos and Hearst Lumberjacks. Courtney Kenny, pleased to be joined by Matthew Sukram and Mike Brown, our camera operator for Flow Hockey, and of course Harrison Clements, who's going to be getting a lot of great social media content for us on our social media. So keep an eye out on Instagram and TikTok. If you're not getting enough of the game through us, check out Harrison.
Absolutely. So, starting tonight for the Powassan Voodoos, Dan DiRoccolo is in net. It'll be his 20th game of the season. He's 10-6 with a 2.77 goals against average and a .922 save percentage. Going up against Russ DeCoste. This will be his 12th start of the season. He's 4-5 with a 3.17 goals against average and a .907 save percentage. The Powassan Voodoos looking to keep the good times rolling after a big 8-4 win over the Espanola Paper Kings last Friday. And the puck is dropped and we are underway for some Friday night hockey here at the Sportsplex in Powassan. That is picked up by Sturge. Nice to see him back out on the ice. He's been injured for a lot of this season, and I don't think I've seen him play more than one game yet this season.
He did make his comeback last week against Espanola, but yeah, it has been a long time coming.
30 seconds in, puck behind the net in the Voodoo zone, looking to move it around to the near side board, still stuck in that corner. Now Lemke has it behind the net. Lemke brings it out in front, pokes it away from a couple of Lumberjacks who were right on the doorstep, and that was a good scramble play there by Lemke to keep the puck away from them. But now the Voodoos struggling to get it out of the zone. There's a stretch pass up ahead, down the left wing side. The shot coming in from Ryan Patrick, ricochets to the blue line. Poke check made, but they can't keep it alive, and it's sent down the left side boards. Back out to the neutral zone, and it's Janicki in control. Passes to the far side for Aldris. Aldris lost it, 2-on-1 coming in the zone for the Voodoos. On the backhand, the shot is denied by DeCoste with the first official save of the game. A minute and 18 seconds into this one.
Dylan McElhaney really impressed and opened eyes last week against the Espanola Paper Kings in his first home game, his second as a Voodoo as well. And now this will be his third game, but he really took over that game in that third period. And now the Pittsburgh product, who's played some games in this league before the Timmins Rock a couple of years ago, looking right at home here on his first shift of the game.
Dumped in, DeCoste behind the net, almost gave it away. Janicki was in the area for the Lumber Kings, but gave up possession. The Lumber Kings get it right back. They play it to the line. That one is chipped back onto the boards. Now played across to the near side, and Janicki does get it out. Controlled on the stick of Boswell. In behind the net, he lost possession, and the Voodoos will bring it up ahead. It's Janicki in control again. Back to Boswell. Entering on the right side, the shot, and it's a glove save made by Duracolo.
Daniel Duracolo has really great numbers on the season, but we'll have to see how he's playing in this one, as there's been some shaky moments over the last couple of weeks for the Powassan Voodoos in general as a team, but also Daniel Duracolo, you just can tell that he's not really reading the puck as well as he was, but on that save he looks sharp, and hopefully that's the Daniel Duracolo that we get moving forward for the next 58 minutes of this one, as the puck slowly rolls in on him and he just covers it back up. Because when Daniel Duracolo is going, and he's going well, he's easily one of the best goalies in the league. I'd put him up there in the top 2 or 3, and he showed that earlier this season as well as with the Powassan Voodoos, and really helped them get off to a great start, as the face-off is one right back to Duracolo, who just gloves it down. So the Voodoos goaltender getting some friendly fire here, and really kind of helping my point right now.
632 save attempts already on the season with 583 saves. He's had just about 200 less shots fired at him than he did a year ago. He got 27 games under his belt and faced 856 shots in those 27 games.
He's only played 19 this year.
Yeah,
Wow.
This is game number 20 for him. Shot back into the zone. Cole McEwen looking to get it out. And they're going to call that play dead right at the line. Cole McEwen, Corny, an affiliate player with the Amherst View Jets, making his NOJHL debut tonight.
Yeah, I asked Chris Dawson, actually, I said, you know, we haven't had many injuries up front, but, you know, the back end's been decimated by injuries, also with Mike McLean leaving as well. I said, are we going to see any affiliate players anytime soon? And he said, you'll likely see one on Friday. And he, as Chris Dawson often does, he often tells the truth.
Often.
Not all the time.
Picking it up at the blue line, into the zone, shot save made. The rebound is turned aside as well. I believe that was Wraith Smith there taking that shot on the far side, and now the play is blown down.
I believe actually that was Darby McCarthy out there, number 22 in your programs. Number 1 in a couple of hearts, of course. We got to meet his mother and sister, crazy story about them. They came up here for the game. The sister lives in New York going to school. The mom lives in Montana. The mom was driving back after a Voodoos game back to New York with the sister, and then decided to take a flight back to Montana that next morning. So that's a lot of travel from Powassan to New York City to Montana in less than 24 hours.
Down the right side into the Voodoo zone. In behind the net. Carson Ricci carrying it out now. Trying to find Turner in the neutral zone. He kicks it over to the stick of McElhenney. Getting the shot in on the goaltender DeCoste. And he had it, lost it, and then recovered it in time with 3:20 gone in this first period.
One thing that happened to the Powassan Voodoos when they lost a guy like Michael McLean is a lot of size out on the ice. He's a big defender, and no wonder why the Gatineau Olympics came calling from the QMJHL. In acquiring Dylan McElhinney, of course they play different positions. You look at Dylan McElhinney, he's head and shoulders the tallest player out on the ice. There's just a lot of size inserted into that lineup, and he really looks like he can dominate his will on this game.
And Chris Dawson, again, on the Frontline podcast, mentioned how there's a shot from the point, kick save made. How losing McLean also meant the loss in a couple of other defenders, right? And just making some moves to get the roster down in the right numbers. They lost Fullerton, who broke camp with the team.
And
as that one is shot over the glass and out of play.
Ethan Cyber as well.
And Cyber, yeah. So those were moves to kind of have McLean in the lineup and really get your roster down in the appropriate numbers. But then McLean leaves, and now you're kind of scrambling with the injuries as well. You're kind of scrambling to fill in the roster at that point.
Yeah, they only have 6 defensemen on the roster right now, so you're scrambling anytime there's an injury. And, of course, there is right now with Alex Little, who looks to be out for a little while yet. He won't be coming back this weekend. But, yeah, that's the thing. You get a guy like Mike McLean who's really great, and you can't fault him for wanting to advance his career.
Not at all.
But now, like you said, you're scrambling.
Puck on the near side boards, into the corner. Picked up back there by Como. He comes down the right wing side, dumps it in. Chasing it into the far side is Rotundo. It's kicked to the middle, and Como's shot goes high. Boucher chasing it out. Lays that one back into his own zone, looking for Trudell. Long saucer pass into the zone as it's batted down. McEwen trying to chase it. Sent back around to the near side. 4:40 gone in the first period. No score as it's shot back around the end boards. McEwen trying to out-muscle the player off the puck, but the shot came in from the point off Trudell's stick, and DeRoccolo makes the save. And McEwen looks like a big kid. I mean, as an affiliate player, you never know really what you're going to get sometimes, and he looks to be fitting in pretty well, as this is already his 3rd or 4th shift, and we're at the 5-minute mark of the period.
Well, you have to figure, especially, when you're only able to play 6D, you're going to get a lot of ice time. And for someone who's been playing at the junior C level, playing at junior A is only going to help your game in the long run.
Smetham takes a hit after it's dumped in. Picked up by Trudell. His clearing attempt is blocked, but the Lumberjacks do get it out. Now McDonald plays it in front of the net. Little poke at it there, but DeRoccolo held his post side strong. Now it's Boucher from the point into the glove, and DeRoccolo makes the save. As we said, DeRoccolo coming off a 27-game season last year, 14-10-1-0. 68 goals against for a 2.76 goals against average and a .921 save percentage. Really good numbers for your first year in the NOJHL.
Yeah, and I know the London Knights came calling. He went down to their camp as well, and he had some other options as well, but he decided at the end of his day his hockey career was better in the hands of Peter Goulet in Powassan moving forward.
Coming into the zone, it's Turner. Takes a shot, and it's deflected away. Off the boards, another one coming in, and it goes off the side of the net. Hearst trying to get the puck out of the area. Powassan controlling it deep. McElhenney centers it. No one there, though. And they're chasing it out of the zone. You mentioned DeRoccolo with the London Knights. The Knights beating the North Bay Battalion last night 6-3. You can hear all about that game on the North Bay Mitsubishi After Action Report. That one is automatically downloaded if you are subscribed to the Frontline podcast. Play on the far side boards. Hearst trying to put it towards the net, knocked away. Shot coming in, that is stopped in front. Rolling along the end boards. Some good physical work there by Ricci. And that is going to allow Powassan to get the puck out of the zone. In the neutral zone, Hearst gets control. They fire it back in. And the arm goes up all the way on the back end of the ice. Slashing is the call. And it's going to go against Turner.
Well, I missed the play leading up to that, but the referee says, hey, 2 minutes or less for the Powassan Voodoos, so now they'll be down a man, and we'll have to see how they respond here. Their penalty kill this season has been pretty strong, so we'll have to see if they're able to keep that moving forward in this one, as again, 2 minutes or less up on the board, as Zach Turner will have to sit in the sin bin.
The Powassan Voodoos penalty kill at home, though, leaving something to be desired. 76.8% on the kill here at the Powassan Sportsplex. Puck goes to the far side. Shot coming in, goes just wide of the net. 7 minutes gone, looking for our first goal. Here's Janicki. Moving it down low, back in front to Janicki, and the save is made by DiRoccolo. I don't know if he saw it in the traffic, just reacted maybe off the sound of the shot. But a great job there by DiRoccolo to block the shot from Janicki.
Well, I didn't see it through the traffic that came up the stairs, so good for Dan to be able to see that one and keep it out of the net.
That one shot around the end boards. Boswell moving to the middle, sends it across to the far side into the slot area, and they couldn't get a shot off. Looked like Trudell right in the middle. And I don't know if he couldn't get a piece of the puck or if he just lost his footing, but he gets it back to Janicki now. Janicki walking in, takes the shot, it goes high. The Voodoos clear it down the ice. The Voodoos come into this game with the 8th ranked penalty kill. They've allowed 24 goals against on 103 times shorthanded. They do have 3 shorthanded goals for, while the Hearst Lumberjacks have the 6th best power play in the league. They've scored 18 power play goals on 81 chances for 22.2%, but they're down to 20 seconds on their first man advantage. Walking in is Como, plays it back to the point, Boucher, back over to Como, sends it through the slot, off the boards, back up top, it's Boucher. He finds Como again, takes a shot, deflected off the stick of Case. Como gets the puck back with 5 seconds in the man advantage. He finds Boucher, back to Como, penalty is over. The Voodoos get it cleared out of the zone, and Turner, who was coming back in, was looking for someone just to push the puck up to him, and he would have had a breakaway, but they could not get it there. Now maybe a chance. Here's McMillan with a nice move behind the back, but he gets shoved off the puck in front of the net now. The puck moves back to line. Shot comes in, deflected. Save made by DeCoste. Comes to the point. Ricci's there. Plays it down low to Turner. He takes a fall, and that is going to allow the Lumberjacks to get the puck out of the zone with Como on the carry. 9:20 gone in the first period. No score. Shots are 5-4 in favor of the Powassan Voodoos, and I don't think there has been a whistle since that penalty began. Newton bringing it in. Lost control of it. And McClelland plays it around on the near side. They can't get it out. At the line, Schillinglaws there, poked off his stick, and McElhenney carries it down. Sends it across to the far side to Patrick. Patrick's shot gets blocked, and Hearst will simply carry it out. They turn it over in the neutral zone, but Patrick gives it right back. Hearst trying not to get stuck deep in their own end, and they will dump it in. A high dump in into the corner. Couple players converge in the area with 10:15 gone in the opening frame. Patrick through the neutral zone gets the puck poked off his stick. Hay goes the other way, but then he falls down. It's Owen Smetham going into the attacking zone. Behind the net, he gets stopped. Now both players looking for the puck as it goes into the corner. Couple of Voodoos coming in to help out. They play it to the point. Shot comes in from McEwen, and it's wide. Picked up on the near side. Looked like Dubroy couldn't hold it there. Sturge now coming in. Smetham with a shot, and the save is made as Owen Smetham was looking for the goal. We've reached the halfway point, and we'll take a break. It's scoreless at the Sportsplex.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.
And Matt Sukram definitely deserving a bit of a break on that one. Got to test the vocal cords out for a little while there, as there was no stoppage in play for a good while. I think you were correct in saying no stoppage since the beginning of the the power play. The Powassan Voodoos coming back on after the penalty kill though, and looking very strong on the puck. And just a note on Ryan Patrick. Of course, there's a couple of American players here right now, and of course, happy American Thanksgiving to all of our friends south of the border who might be listening into this one as well. But I have to say we have a good little back and forth ever since he came on the podcast now about the difference between America and Canada, i.e. is it a dock or a marina? It is a marina. That is the answer, the correct answer. He can't wrap his mind around milk and bags, which is fair. That's a strange thing up here. But the other day I sent him that classic video of Jay Onright for American Thanksgiving saying, "Happy Thanksgiving to all of our friends in America," or as we in Canada call it, Thursday.
That's right.
So I sent that to him, and he said it is a Thursday for him. So he's getting a little acclimated, I would say, here to Canada after being here for a full year.
I was just in the nation's capital in Washington, D.C. for a sports weekend for a bachelor party.
I'm really jealous.
And a lot of the people we talked to were like, we had this thing in America called Las Vegas, which is bachelor party destination, right? But yeah, my soon-to-be cousin-in-law, there's a shot on net and a save is made. He was the one. He was the bachelor, so. And he's a big Washington Commanders fan, so we made a good weekend out of it.
Well, you got to see Ovi. I want to see Ovi in person.
Yeah.
Did he score a goal at the game?
He did score a goal, yeah. It was awesome. That's something off the bucket list for sure.
Yeah. You can say that you've seen one of his 800 and some goals now.
That's right. We were really hoping he would get the empty netter because he would have broken Gretzky's record for empty net goals. So.
Wow.
Yeah. In behind the net, Lemke's there. Lemke comes out in front. Poke save made by DeCoste, getting it off the stick of Lemke, and then the shot goes up high. Macmillan can't catch it, follows it to the boards, and now Rotundo takes over. Dumps it in. Boucher almost couldn't find it off his skates there, and the Voodoos would have had a 2-on-none, but he recovered quickly, and the Voodoos coming back in the zone. It's McMillan driving into the corner, in behind the net, tries to set it up, but it's knocked away from his stick, and that's going to allow Bourdon Lemoyne to get it over and out. Stuck on the half boards, right at the blue line. 7:40 remaining in the period. Picked up by the Voodoos, sent down the ice. Thompson chasing in the shot, and it's a save made by DeCoste. But he doesn't have it, and now he does. That was
a weird bouncing puck there for a little while.
Check that. That's Tristan Boileau in net, not DeCoste. We had on our sheets that DeCoste was starting, and this is the first time I'm actually able to see his number. So apologize there, but yeah, Tristan Boileau is in net tonight for the Lumberjacks.
Well, he's played 14 games so far this season. This will be his 15th. He's 6-4 on the year with a .345 goals against average and a .902 save percentage for the Lumberjacks. And what a shot off the draw by McEwen. That didn't even hit a stick. He just put that. He looked like he was trying to drive it off the tee box here at Highview.
That's right. So again, Cole McEwen in the lineup tonight. The Voodoos do not have Alex Little, Justin Russo, and Tucker Shields all out with injuries. And as Courtney said, none of them are expected to play this weekend, not just Alex Little. Little and Russo dealing with upper body injuries after Little just came back after nursing a lower body injury for a good 3 weeks, wasn't that?
It was a while, yeah.
And then Tucker Shields. Oh, there's a dangerous hit on the far side, and a Voodoos player is down. Can't get a read on the number, but that player He is moving, so that is a good sign.
Oh, no, that's Caleb Dawson.
And Cooper Moore is going to the box, and I think actually he's going in the showers.
I think so, too. That's Caleb Dawson, number 12. Hopefully he's able to stay in the game. He is skating away under his own power. Good to see for sure. As the trainer Braden Haas did come out. But, man, was that a vicious hit. 5 minutes on the board as well right now.
And deservedly so.
I was going to say, like, if you're going to call a major penalty, it's for something like that.
Bourdon Lemoyne is going to go into the box to serve the penalty.
Hopefully all Caleb needs after this one is just a visit to the chiropractor. Hopefully that's all that, because that was a hard hit along. When you can feel it from where we are across the rink, there's a problem.
Off the draw, Case. Pass across the near side. Lemke sends it in, and that one's saved by Bolo. Stretch pass up ahead. Newton going in, and a nice job on the back check by Case, as well as Dylan McElhenney to break up that opportunity for Newton. Now it's Lemke over the blue line. Going into the corner, Newton, or check that. Yeah, that's Lemke still there, battling for it. Now it's at the blue line, and it comes clear. Case couldn't hold the line, and so they'll switch things up. About 4.5 remaining on the power play. We played almost 14 minutes here in the first period, and there is no score. McElhenney moving through the zone, trying to get in front of the net, playing it into the corner, trying to move it along the end boards. Shot around to the near side. Ricci takes a hard hit there, and the play will just continue. Thompson trying to dig it out, gets it to the near side. Shot gets blocked. It goes to the line, and it's picked up by the Voodoos, and they'll drop it back and regroup in the neutral zone. Macmillan over the blue line. Passes to Turner. Turner creates some space. Tries to send it through the slot. It goes right through to the blue line to Ricci. Playing it down low. Back up to Ricci. The shot, and it's Bolo with the save.
Yeah, if the Voodoos want to take control of this game, now would be the time to do it. As, of course, as many who follow the game know, if you get a major penalty called against you, unlike a regular minor penalty, if the other team scores, you don't get your player back. Minor penalty, you would. So the Voodoos can score as many goals as they want on a major penalty, and Hearst won't be able to get their fifth skater back out on the ice. So for the Voodoos, to at least, you want to see them at least get one if you're Peter Goulet.
15 minutes off the clock here in the first period with 3 minutes and change remaining on that power play, and it's once again sent all the way down the ice. DiRoccolo. And that is DiRoccolo. They didn't change that up on us, did they? No. Through the neutral zone, down the right wing side, takes the shot, and a save is made by Bolo. And here's the thing, they really haven't made Bolo really work with the 11 saves on the shot clock to this point of the game, right? Everything's been right at him.
Yeah, I was going to say there's been no shooting for rebounds. There's been no, when they have tried to go east to west, the passes are just getting their wires crossed and not able to get the stick on it. But most of the shots right in the chest, and that's not an area where you're going to get an awful lot of rebounds from.
First power play of the game for the Voodoos, who come in with the 5th ranked power play in the league, 23%.
And now it looks like they're getting a call against them.
And it looks like calling check to the head. Lemke going in the box.
And it looks like he's getting a misconduct as well.
So there is still there's over 2 minutes remaining on the Hearst penalty, so there's a chance that the Voodoos penalty could end, and then when they would still be on the man advantage. And because it's still a major, they could still score as many times as they want within that time frame. But that's right now looking like a real missed opportunity for the Voodoos, as it's now 4-on-4 for at least the next 2 minutes. Boucher sends it in. DiRoccolo with the easy save there. I was going to say, these two teams neck and neck on the power play coming into this game. The Voodoos ranked 5th. The Lumberjacks ranked 6th overall. But on the penalty kill, that's where we do see some difference, as Hearst has the 4th best penalty kill in the league, 81.3%, while the Voodoos come in ranked 8th in the league. So you wonder how special teams will play out in this one. So far, Hearst 0 for 1. And the Voodoos will have their first power play interrupted briefly. Puck coming into the zone. Patterson on the far side, our player to watch tonight. Macmillan ends up with the puck. Skating through the neutral zone over the left wing side. Now it's back out to the neutral zone with Case in control. He drops that one back to Sturge. Sturge down the left wing side. He gets taken out of the play on a hit by Boucher coming into the zone. But the puck is still deep in the zone, and Hearst almost redirects it towards their own net. And Boileau had to be quick there. 50 seconds remaining in the penalty to Lemke. Nice play on the back check to strip him of the puck, but very briefly, the Hearst Lumberjacks still had control. Janicki fires it in from well behind the blue line. And it ricochets all the way back out. Another dump in here. Boswell chasing. Poke check made by Duracolo. Boswell gets it. Now on the half boards. Plays it into the corner. Calmo lost it. And now the Voodoos have a chance to go the other way. Over the blue line. DeBroy with the shot. And the save is made by Bolo. 8 seconds remaining in the penalty to Lemke. So once that is up, the Powassan Voodoos will have, I don't know, about 15, 20 seconds remaining on their 5-minute major power play. So it's...
Yes, the arch nemesis of the Frontline game day broadcast, the stanchion here at the Powassan Sportsplex.
30 seconds remaining in that one.
Where would we be without cameraman Mike Brown?
So glad.
Happy birthday, Mike.
It's so glad it's his birthday today.
It's always his birthday here at the Powassan Sportsplex.
Ricci at the point, fires it in, loose puck in the middle, but they can't get it towards the net. That one gets cleared out. And now we're back to a 5-on-4 for the Voodoos. Time is winding down on that opportunity, and time is winding down in the period. We're through 17:40. There's a hard hit into the boards, and Thompson slow to get up. Puck goes into the near side corner, and now it's brought back to the line. Smith with a shot, and that one stopped. I don't know if that one got through the traffic or not. Back out as Wraith Smith brings it back in. To Turner, the shot, and the shoulder save is made. Back to 5-on-5 as Bourdon Lemoyne comes back onto the ice. He was serving the penalty. That was taken by Cooper Moore, and he is out of the game for checking from behind. It's a major and a game misconduct. Coming in the net, the shot, and Hay gets stopped by Duracolo. And that puck sent all the way down the ice, and Boileau will smother it for the stoppage in play.
Bit of a weird sequence there as a kick puck led to a mini breakaway on Duracolo. Duracolo strong on that one. And again, we go back to that power play for the Voodoos. And if they end up falling in this one, that's going to look like a massive missed opportunity here for the Powassan Voodoos to get on the board here in the first period late and to keep trying to get on the board as, again, major penalty. But instead, the Voodoos find themselves still at 0-0.
Puck shot around to the far side. That's Rotundo there. Plays it back in behind the net for DeBroy. At the point, shot comes in, deflected up high, and Boileau makes the save. I think the puck actually still looked loose. Did it go over the glass there?
Yeah, I don't know what the call is on that one, and the referee started pointing at himself after he put his hands up, so I think maybe he thought it was going to go, and he maybe had a quick whistle and was taking ownership, but
yeah,
the puck did go up, and Boileau did everything that he could just to get the glove on it.
Yeah, I thought he did. I thought it was in his glove, but
it bounced out pretty quick.
14-8 are the shots in favor of the Voodoos. But now they're starting to make Boileau work a little bit more than they did really in their first 10 to 12 shots of the game. Hearst looking to bring the puck out with a minute remaining. Como dumps it down the ice. Patterson trying to get there and deflected away from him, but it's picked up on the far side by Kalen. Plays it to the line. Now in behind the net. Slapped around to the near side boards. Turner trying to get it out, but it goes up high and hits the netting. And there's 40 seconds remaining in the first period, and we're still looking for our first goal. When these two teams matched up back in October, the Voodoos jumped out to a 4-0 lead. Ryan Patrick scored in the first period, and then the Voodoos piled on 3 more in the second before the Lumberjacks got a late one on the power play at the end of the second, but it wasn't enough. The Voodoos would add 2 more in the third period.
Wraith Smith with a hat trick in that game too.
For an eventual 6-2 win. And that was the lone matchup for these two teams so far this season. They are division rivals, so they will see each other a few more times before it's all said and done. Boucher's shot from the point, gloved by Durocolo.
Yeah, we talked about the schedule with Chris Dawson on this week's episode of the Frontline podcast because they've tried to make it easier on travel the last couple of years. So you're seeing less of the Timmins Rock, less of the Hearst Lumberjacks, less of Cochrane last year, less of Iroquois Falls this year, and you're seeing a lot more of Sudbury, Espanola, and of course French River, who French River is in your own division. So you're seeing a lot more of that Highway 17 rivalry as opposed to a Highway 11 rivalry.
Shot out of the zone. Picked up by Schillinglaw, waiting, slaps it in, 2 seconds to go. And the first period is going to come to an end scoreless. 14-9 are the shots for the Voodoos, and despite leading the East Division with 111 goals scored so far this season, they can't tack on any in the opening 20 against the Hearst Lumberjacks.
Yeah, a bit of back and forth there between the two teams, Matt, just before we go to our first intermission break here, but a little back and forth again. We're going to have to see how much that missed opportunity on the major power play looms large in this one because the Voodoos, as you mentioned, a really strong scoring team, and they just couldn't put the puck in the back of the net on that power play. And when you have a 5-minute major, you expect at least a goal.
Absolutely. All right, he's Courtney Kenny. I'm Matthew Sukram. Mr. Birthday Boy is over there. And we'll be back with the second period in just a few minutes.
Meals are a special time for families to gather, share their day, and spend quality time together. Those dinners are made extra special when you add tropical produce found in the markets and grocery stores that carry La Huerta imports. La Huerta knows the importance of family, so they know which quality products make the best quality meals for your customers, whether it be Mexican Hass avocados, Brazilian figs, Ecuadorian red dragon fruit, or something just as exotic and special. To get your supply of the best tropical produce at competitive prices with brands buyers trust, contact La Huerta Imports at 705-752-1478.
Barry!
Huh?
I told you not to be scaring the customers.
Hey, Barry, come on in for a bite. And bring Brianna with you.
For only 2 minutes up the hill, where you're only a stranger once.
Ready to embark on an electrifying adventure? Look no further than the Mitsubishi Outlander, available in gas or PHEV, the SUV that redefines excellence. Recently awarded the best midsize utility vehicle in Canada for 2023 by AJAC. This bold and sophisticated SUV delivers advanced performance, safety, and tech, plus peace of mind with its standard super all-wheel control and the best warranty in the business. With red-hot deals and plenty in stock, your award-winning drive starts with the Mitsubishi Outlander.
Why is Northern Honda servicing more cars of all makes and models? Let's count the ways. 1. Our state-of-the-art facility has award-winning technicians. 2. Northern Honda has the lowest tire price guarantee, no matter what you drive. 3. The lowest synthetic oil change guarantee, and every 5th oil change is free for all makes and models. Plus, new Honda buyers get brake pads for life. See the service difference at Northern Honda, 1250 Seymour beside Home Depot.
Community engagement is one of our core focuses at McDonald's. The key is finding the right people who are passionate about the same things we are, helping kids be kids. McDonald's proudly supports local organizations such as the North Bay Regional Health Center Foundation, Big Brothers Big Sisters, One Kids Place, the Children's Aid Society, and Ronald McDonald House Charities. Stop by McDonald's on 1500 Fisher Street, North Bay to see how we can serve you and the community every day.
Inside the Powassan Sportsplex for period number 2 between the Powassan Voodoos and the Hearst Lumberjacks. Before we welcome back much to tell you about. It's nothing between these two teams, but we'll take a quick look around the league as well. After one period of play, French River and Iroquois Falls are tied at 1 apiece. Iroquois Falls will be here tomorrow. The Sioux Eagles are leading the Elliott Lake Vikings 1-0 midway through the first. Timmins is up 1-0 on Kirkland Lake as well midway through the first period. And Greater Sudbury up 2-0 midway through that first period in the Nickel City as well over the Espanola Paper Kings. And Matt, no score to really speak of in this game, but as you mentioned late in the period, the Voodoos started to make Boylo work a little bit harder than they had been earlier in the period.
They certainly did, and they're going to need to continue that. Again, despite the 14 shots on the scoreboard, not a ton of real good scoring chances, but I think they'll be happy with the outcome. I think the fact that they didn't give up too many chances, and that was just a really good, hard-fought back-and-forth period, and both goaltenders did the job they needed to do. And we'll see if anything gets switched up here in the second period. If the coaches adjust in any way, as that one is over the boards, whether we see head coach Peter Goulet or head coach Marc-Alain Béget do anything differently with their teams. Of course, the Lumberjacks are going to be shorthanded as they no longer have Cooper Moore, who took a misconduct and match penalty for his check from behind on Caleb Dawson. Play on the near side board, stolen, DeBroy in front, and it's a save made as Boylo threw the glove out there and got a piece of it to keep it out of the back of the net. Shot back to the near side, into the corner. Patterson flips it back in behind his own net. Gets it to the stick of Schillinglaw. Schillinglaw pushed off the puck, but he kicked it back over to the corner. And he gets it right back onto his stick with a minute gone in the second period. Dumps it out to Patterson. Patterson's poke check came from behind center ice, and so it is icing called against the Hearst Lumberjacks.
You talked about the Lumberjacks being shorthanded. The Powassan Voodoos are without Cameron Lemke for a few more minutes as he serves the final bit of a misconduct penalty that he took for checking to the head in that first period. Well, they had the major power play as well off Cooper Moore's penalty. So Cameron Lemke, who scored 4 against the Espanola Paper Kings, has been red hot as of late as well. And that's not somebody you want to see sitting in the box for an extended period of time.
10 points in his last 4 games.
Roughing call, yeah. Against Patrick. I am confusion. America, explain. I don't know what is. Okay. I'm going to stop talking before I got us in trouble.
104 gone in the, check that, 105 gone in the second period, and the Hearst Lumberjacks have their second power play of the game. Third penalty taken by the Voodoos. There's a shot on net, but the save is made. However, the second penalty that they took, they were on a 5-minute major, and that 5-minute major continued after their penalty expired.
So, the way I saw that play, I missed maybe something happened earlier. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Patrick went to go grab the puck, and then he was knocked to the ice.
That's what I saw, too.
And now he's in the box, so.
And I didn't see an arm go up before that point, so. Anyway, play continues here as the Lumberjacks look to break the deadlock. Janicki across to the right side, back to the point. Janicki's shot comes in, and DeRoccolo makes the save in through that traffic.
Go ahead. Sorry, Matt. I was going to say I talked a little bit about DeRoccolo in the first period, where hopefully he's going to be the DeRoccolo that we know and love, where he's been strong this year. But so far he's looked great in this game, able to get the puck, not giving up many rebounds. Compared to his little rough stretch that he had, where he was just kind of missing some easy shots here and there.
That was literally what I was about to ask you, is what have you liked out of DeRoccolo so far tonight? So you read my mind, sir. As it's back into the Powassan zone. Janicki across to Boswell. Back to Janicki, and he cannot keep it in the attacking zone. The captain all the way back to his own end. Plays it up ahead to Como. Como across to the far side. Boswell gets taken out of the play, and the puck gets sent out of the zone. 55 seconds remaining in the penalty to Patrick, as Janicki brings it forward down the left side. Plays it on the boards, now across to the middle. Back to Patterson on the left side. Turns at the circle and sends it down low. Rolling across the boards is picked up by Lemke. And he check that by Case, and he sends it down the ice. 30 seconds remaining in the Powassan penalty. Schillinglaw drops it back to Patterson. Patterson across to the right side, and the shot comes around the near side boards. Back up high to Patterson, to the middle, Boucher. Boucher gets it back, returns it to Patterson. Patterson from the left side circle sends it in. DeRoccolo makes the save, and the Voodoos send it down the ice. And that will end this power play attempt for the Hearst Lumberjacks. 3:10 gone in the period, and it's sent all the way to DeRoccolo, and the save is made. Pretty good penalty kill there by the Voodoos. Didn't allow a lot of room in the middle of their own zone. Kept Hearst to the perimeter. They got a couple of shots through, but nothing really to write home about.
No grade A chances for Hearst on that power play at all. And, for the Powassan Voodoos, if that's how it's going to continue, that's exactly how you'll take it if you're going to keep getting penalties like the one we just saw to Ryan Patrick.
Puck sent around to the far side boards.
Also good to see Caleb Dawson back out on the ice as well.
Absolutely. Dawson with the puck. Shovels it up over the blue line. Trudell takes it away. And they send it down the ice, and this will be icing called against Hearst as well. It's probably, the second or third icing of this period alone? I don't think there was more than that in the entire first period.
No, that first period, you got to the point where I was almost concerned for your vocal cords there, as there was about 4 or 5 minutes without a whistle. So this one already, we're 3.5, just over 3.5 into the second period, but there's been a lot of stoppages here, of course, that happens with penalties and stuff as well, but lots of icing calls here against the Hearst Lumberjacks too.
As we mentioned, Hearst is 8 points behind the Voodoos in the East Division. They are trying to chase down both the Voodoos and the Timmins Rock, who sit tied with 32 points, both with 25 games played, so Hearst actually has 2 games in hand on these teams. Janicki steals it, coming into the zone, the shot goes high. Not sure if DeRoccolo got a piece of it or not. Down the other way, good poke check made, but McMillan keeps it in. And then the shot went well wide of the net, ricochets off the boards and sent down the ice. And it's Ricci with a stretch pass down the ice. There's a chance, and it's just out of the reach of Thompson. Chase Thompson had a clear break, but the puck was just out of his reach, and he ran out of real estate very quickly. Now he sends it across, and the save is made by Bolo. Wow, he got across quickly there. What a stop by the Hearst netminder. And keeps his team tied at this moment with the Powassan Voodoos. Behind the net, Carriere sends it up to the middle. The Voodoos get it back, and they send it right back in. A little bit of pressure coming here from Powassan as they keep this puck down low in the Hearst zone. Behind the net, McCarthy carries it to the board, sends it in the middle. The Lumberjacks plug up that passing lane and don't give the Voodoos opportunity to do anything with it. Now it's dumped down, and referee Adam Morrell puts the hand up, and that will be icing against the Voodoos, effectively ending that little foray into the zone.
Not something you see very often. Adam Morrell working the lines. Usually he's got the red stripes on being the referee, so a little interesting there. Might have to rib him a little bit next time I see him about that, but Powassan Voodoos with some good offensive pressure there, but Boilo up to the task. What a great save, and that's probably one of the better saves I've seen this season at the Sportsplex.
Pass back to the line. That Schilling Law, the shot. DeRoccolo makes the save. Looked like it might have been going wide, but DeRoccolo not taking a chance. Now to the point. Shot comes in. That one wide, but a nice bounce off the end boards, and they're digging away at it at the side post before the official finally blows the play down. And I don't know. It looked like DeRoccolo thought he had it, but they allowed that Hearst player to keep digging at it. And
well, that's just one of the things, if you're the boys in green, that you take a mental note of, saying, you know, if that's going to be allowed against our guy, then I guess it's going to be allowed against their guy, right? That's just one of those situations where the guys, hockey players have long memories, and they can have short memories when they want to as well, but they have long memories, and they don't forget moments like this. Just like, again, we go back to the playoffs last year. The guys on the Lumberjacks, obviously, who are remaining, don't forget what happened the last time they were in this building.
5.5 gone already. There's a nice play up ahead to McElhenney. Puts it on net, but the save is made. The arm goes up, and it is going to be a holding call against Hearst. And now the Voodoos will get another power play.
You know, some people here are calling out for a penalty shot, and if he wasn't able to get the shot away, that would be the correct call, but McElhenney did, despite everything, get a decent shot away, albeit with one hand. But it was still quite the shot. Almost reminded me of a certain number 17 for the battalion a couple of years ago who scored 60-plus goals. He was able to get quite the shot away with just one hand on his stick, and he scored a few goals that way as well.
Yeah, Justin Brazo was something else, wasn't he?
He was. There's a player that deserved to be in a winning culture and wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah, his first year, the battalion were eliminated in the first round, and I don't think they ever made it out of the first round during his tenure with the team. There's a shot coming in and sent wide of the net.
Played for the Voodoos, though, as well.
Yeah, and I think that just shows the difference in what the battalion have done in the years since is they've given guys like that actual opportunities to win as opposed to just kind of letting them float around and never get a sniff of a winning culture, like you said.
I was talking recently. Alex Case, his brother's friend is Gabe Velarde.
Oh yeah,
and of course
that one's over the glass and out of play. Velarde played with the Windsor Spitfires, right?
Yeah, but he played for the Kingston Frontenacs when the battalion played their longest game in franchise history in the playoffs. And I was looking at the stats of that game recently. Not only is it wild that Christian Prop made like 70-plus saves in that game in which they were ultimately eliminated, but I believe the game was either 5-4 or 6-5 at the end of it, and Justin Brazo had all the goals for the North Bay Battalion.
That's right. Yeah, he did a game where Mike Amadio and the battalion lost in overtime in Kingston, and Amadio had a 5-goal game.
At That
was the year he scored 50.
Yeah, at least he made it out of the first round every single year he was with the battalion. So
Case trying to make it out of his own zone here. Sends it down the ice, deflected, and it goes high over the glass and out play. And you got to feel like Peter Goulet and his coaching staff aren't loving the way this power play has been going here for the Powassan Voodoos.
No, the Voodoos have really struggled to get zone time on any of their power plays this game so far. And again, like you said, they can't be loving that. They are probably trying to adjust. Also, Cameron Lemke's still sitting in the box, so that hurts you as well when you don't have a guy who just scored 4 goals a week ago in a game against the Espanola Paper Kings. He's not out there on the ice with you to help you on the power play right now.
They send it down the ice. Breakaway for Boswell. Going in the shot. Save made by Duracolo. Easily the biggest one of the night so far for him. And another chance is denied by Dan. A turnover. Here comes Como, the shot. And he rings it off the iron. 3 big opportunities for Hearst. And they can't knock down one of them. And now the Voodoos bring it back in. Their power play is now over. And Hearst will look to reset as they're back to full strength. They send it down the ice, and that will be icing called.
So I was just looking across the ice at the Jim's Locksmithing. Mike Brito lost his
notes.
Clipboard. His clipboard fell over, and he was trying to get the referee's attention. He didn't, and one of the players on the Lumberjacks bench tried to grab it with his stick and bring it over, but he couldn't get it up, and thankfully he got it close enough that Brito was able to open up the door, but then play ended just as he opened up the door, so it worked out.
I have a story about that in a minute in our next break here.
I'm just saying, and all the time I did public address, Mike, my notes never fell on the ice.
Rotundo with a shot. That one saved. Okay, that was always my biggest fear when, before the battalion came to North Bay and we were doing Lakers games, the broadcast booth was actually in the gondola over top the ice.
No.
And I was always worried about dropping stuff there and Sudbury, because Sudbury is the same thing at the sports. Yes, they do. But yeah, I was always worried about dropping something. There's a couple others in the OHL anyway,
Hamilton.
when I travel with the team, that kind of you were over the edge of the ice. And I was like, if I get excited and my notes go flying, they're going to end up down there. Here goes Case. Over the blue line, the shot. And it's just high. Rebound chances off the side of the net. Oh, both teams have had some really close chances in his second period. There's a stretch pass ahead. Lemke going in on his first shift in a while. On the backhand, he can't get it past.
Taking all kinds of abuse there on the back check.
No kidding. That one's turned over, but they can't move it forward. Case plays it to the far side, and the Voodoos send it down the ice. Kicked to the boards, and now cleared out by Hearst. Kalen gets a pass. McClellan, but then he kicks it right back ahead to the blue line. Now they're stuck right below us. Now Trudell picks it up. Carries it deep in his own zone, gets up to Kalen. Then Kalen turns it over at the line. But the Lumberjacks find it, and they send it all the way down the ice. Duracolo leaves it for McClellan. And we're halfway through the second period now, and there is still no score. Remember, the last time these two teams played, by this point of the game, the Voodoos were already up 3-0. Down the ice, Dubroy. In behind the net. Sets it up for McEwen. Walking in. And he missed it. It went bar down and out. Now it's Hay on the return. And McEwen with a beautiful back check to get his stick in the way to break up the play from Hay. And now it's a 3-on-2 the other way. When the backhanded shot is stopped. What a sequence there.
Are we sure he's an affiliate player and not a regular? What a shift for McEwen.
That'll earn you some extra ice time. Like we said, he had a lot of shifts in that first period. And, I mean, he has not looked out of place. Called up from the Amherst View Jets of the Provincial Junior C Hockey League as this is going to be icing called against the Powassan Voodoos. But McEwen, I mean, it's too bad we don't have video replay in the NOJHL, because that one I thought for sure was in and out.
Could have been very close for sure, and that's the pitfalls at this league. But sometimes I prefer it almost to the OHL when you get bogged down with too many replays.
Yeah.
But with this, at this level, sometimes when it's something like that, when you're like, oh man, that would have been so nice to see him get his first junior A goal, but ultimately not to be.
Aldras, play to the near side. Como with a little head fake and comes in with a shot. And the save is made by Duracolo. And that will take us to our break. 8:51 to go. When we return, it's scoreless at the Sportsplex.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.
And we welcome you back to the Powassan Sportsplex. As I'm Courtney Kenny, he's Matthew Sukram, as we're between the Powassan Voodoos and Hearst Lumberjacks here on the Frontline Game Day broadcast. Of course, also on Flow Hockey as well as YouTube, which if you're looking for us on YouTube and you're on Flow Hockey and don't know where to look, we're pretty much just take out a look for the Frontline North Bay as I butcher this all over the place. Matt, I gotta say, we talked about some of the media booths in the OHL. And where you're worried about dropping something on the ice. If you dropped anything out of Hamilton's media booth, it might hit terminal velocity before it gets to the ice. You're so high up there.
So high. I wonder what their the digs are like in Brantford. And if you listen to the after action report last night, you'll hear that I completely forgot where the heck the Bulldogs are even playing this year.
You know what I gotta say? Speaking of the after action report, which you can check out right now anywhere you find your podcast. Live after the game right on Spreaker, but then it does find its way to your streaming services. When I asked Liam Armsby if he was fielding offers from the Jays, he did smile.
Okay. Yeah, I know it came off as like, I don't have time for this.
No, he did laugh at it, so.
Yeah, Armsby with a highlight reel goal last night, kicking it to himself and then batting it out of the air. The Voodoos could use one like that right about now. There's a shot coming in and almost on cue. Oh, a hard hit at the blue line. And Newton went down. Tries to throw another hit. Gets the puck into the corner. Schillinglaw up ahead to Newton, and he clears it. Picked up in the neutral zone by the Voodoos. They dump it right back down to Boileau. There's a turnover right in front. The save is made. Rebound chance. They score. McCarthy with the goal. And the Voodoos take a 1-0 lead.
No goal.
And the officials are waving it off. Wow. They're calling interference on the play against the Voodoos. Yikes.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, Boileau had some tough time trying to make that save. I understand that. If it's goalie interference, I can understand the call. But on the interference, I guess I'm looking at the roof when I'm watching hockey. I'm not. Puck's up there, right?
So not only do the Voodoos not have a 1-0 lead, they're now shorthanded.
It is goaltender interference.
Seven and a half to play in the second period. And right now it's time for the Voodoos to just regroup mentally. I mean, that's that is an emotional roller coaster to go from getting a 1-0 lead to now being, okay, now we're shorthanded and we don't have a goal. Janicki at the line across the right side. Shot comes in, save made. Poke check as well. Puck still loose, but the Voodoos find it and clear it. What a shot that was, though, by McCarthy. Kalen over the blue line, drops it to the half boards. Picked up over there by Patterson. Patterson sends it in and is shot away. Now Janicki with it. Janicki, big time shot. It's deflected off the stick. Stays in play off the far side corner. Schillinglaw down low. Tries to play it across the slot, but it's poked away. Along the end boards. Patterson looking for control back there. A couple of guys involved. The puck comes loose. Up high to Janicki. Across the right side. Schillinglaw deflects it back into the slot, but then it's poked away. Back up to Janicki, and he can't hold the line. And the puck goes all the way into the Hearst zone. 20 seconds remaining in the Hearst power play as they're struggling to get it over their own blue line here. 6 minutes to play in the period. They finally dump it in. Into the corner. Behind the net now to the near side. Como walking in, plays it, but it's wide of the net. We're back to even strength now. As the Lumberjacks continue to attack here in the Powassan end. Still in behind the net. Como has it. Carries it to the near side. Now to the line to Boucher. And he can't hold on to it, and he's chasing it back. Boucher plays it up at Como. He lets it go. And now Como gets it back behind the blue line. They have to regroup to come in onside, and they dump it in. The Voodoos pick it up, and it's Patrick. Sends it across to the far side. Thompson. Chase Thompson brought it in, lost it. Como trying to go the other way. Sent back to the Hearst blue line, but now they bring it forward. Schillinglaw coming in. Takes a hit off the shot. And the loose puck is picked up in front of the net by the Voodoos. They carry it out. They gain the attacking zone. Played off the end boards. There's a big collision. Voodoos player down. No call on the play. Como coming to the net, but a good poke check to get it off of his stick by McClelland. Hearst remains in control of the puck. To the far side and cleared out of the zone. Boucher has it. Sends it forward back into the to the Powassan end. The Voodoos clear it and they bring it down. McCarthy into the corner. He lost control and now it's Kalen going the other way. Down the left side, Kalen skating in behind the net. Tried to center it. That got knocked away off a skate. Up to the blue line now, Trudel. Into the near side corner. Back to the line. Trudel's shot is stopped. Good block there by McCarthy. Sent wide of the net as Hearst continues the attack here. 3:40 to play in the period. Walking in the shot, they score. Owen Hay gets the Hearst Lumberjacks the lead. And it's 1-0 with 3:38 to play.
Hey, what do you say? His fourth of the season. And that one goes to Owen Hay. And again, what a turn of events here for the Powassan Voodoos, who thought they were up 1-0 and then had to kill off a penalty. And now find themselves down 1-0 with the shots to back even at 21 apiece here in this second period of hockey.
And you wonder why there was no call on the play earlier where one of the Voodoos players was basically hit with a blindside hit. I don't think it was intentional, though. I just think it was two guys that ran into each other, but there's a shot coming in. And you wonder, I mean, again, it was behind the play, so you wonder if anyone even saw it. I'm not even sure who that was, though.
I think it was Ryan Patrick who went off for the Voodoos. We'll have to see if he gets back out on the ice.
3 minutes to play in the second period. And the Voodoos turn it over. Dubroy falling down. There's a shot coming in, and it's blocked in front. Schilling lines up with the puck in the neutral zone, and it bounces over the glove of DeRoccolo. Voodoos maintain possession as they carry it out of the zone. Stick is slashed right out of the hands of the Voodoos forward. Their defender, Carson Ricci, and that's going to draw them a power play. Slashing is the call. I mean, Everybody and their mother could have made that one here at the Sportsplex. Ryan Patrick is being helped to the locker room now after taking that hit earlier.
No, that's
check that, McElhaney.
Uh-oh.
One of the newcomers.
Yeah, and he's looked good in this game. He looked good in the game last Friday. And as you mentioned, Newton now in the box for that slashing call. And you have to call something that egregious.
Off the draw, McCarthy walking in, the shot save made as Boileau did not give up the position there. I mean, he came out pretty high to play that one, but had his corners covered. Now Patrick coming in, gets knocked off the puck, and it's sent down the ice. This is a big moment in this game for the Voodoos. They're down by a man as McElhaney is going into the dressing room. The Voodoos are down by a goal with under 2 minutes to play in the period. And that one's sent over the glass and out of play. And so the faceoff will be back inside the Hearst zone with 1:48 to play. And this is where you got to come up. This is where you got to come up big.
We've seen the Voodoos battle back from worse deficits than a one-goal lead for Hearst, but again, this is where you really have to see what your team is made of and battle back, like you said. And this power play has not looked great here this game against Hearst.
Hearst turns it over, sent it to the neutral zone. The puck deflected back into the Hearst end, but they still get control and they send it all the way down the ice. Case picks it up behind his own net. Trudell, the lone Lumberjack in the zone. McMillan was carrying it down the boards, but he just overskates the puck. And now the Voodoos get control of it. They get it into the zone. Playing it up high to the point. That's sent down low. Back up. The shot coming in. Save made. Loose puck at the side, and they score! This game is tied as the Voodoos find the equalizer on the power play.
Chase Thompson's 12th of the season, the hometown hero, tying things up 19 minutes on the dot into this period. And as you said, on the power play, after the power play had looked really lethargic for most of this period, most of this game, the Powassan Voodoos come through late, and we saw that last night with the North Bay Battalion. They had a really good penalty kill against the London Knights, and then all of a sudden with 11 seconds left, Oliver Bonk scores. The Hearst Lumberjacks had a really good penalty kill there, and then all of a sudden in the dying seconds of that power play, the Powassan Voodoos score.
And so, with things evened up near the end of the second period here, we basically restart with 21 minutes left in regulation. All evened up once again. 40 seconds to play. Here come the Lumberjacks. They play it back to the point. Schillinglaw with the shot, and the save is made by DeRoccolo. Marin, the Powassan Voodoos are the best goal differential in the East Division coming into today's game. 111 goals for, 83 against. Well, the Hearst Lumberjacks are right on even par. They've scored 85 goals. They've allowed 85 goals. And that's the area of this game where the Powassan Voodoos are going to have to take advantage here. Shot from Janicki, and it's sent in towards the net, and DeRoccolo makes the save.
A little bit of confusion maybe as Nick Beattie was announced as the goal scorer here. He's not even in the lineup tonight, but hey, if I don't have to play hockey and I get a goal, I'll take it. Announce me, Mike. I want my first junior A goal. As an over.
So Ricci gets the goal.
I don't know how. Thompson was led the train back to the bench and everything. Anyways, if that is indeed the case, that would be Ricci's 4th of the season.
Case coming down the left wing side, bringing it in with less than 10 to play. Centering in front of the net, but Thompson can't find it. And now with 2 seconds to go, Hearst is going to run out the clock here. And we are going to head to the locker room after 40 minutes with the game all even at 1 apiece.
Average Joe's Eatery and Patio Bar is North Bay's only year-round lakefront restaurant. On the shores of beautiful Trout Lake, we have been serving delicious food and stunning views since 1999. Indulge in one of our delicious menu items or simply sit with a cocktail in hand and watch the beauty of Trout Lake before your eyes. Check us out online at averagejoes.net or visit us in person at 3501 Trout Lake Road, North Bay.
Hey there, I'm Mike the Financial Advisor. When you strip it down to its core and you take away all the industry jargon, I help people solve financial concerns. So if you're concerned that you'll never save enough to retire comfortably, or that your kid is going to graduate post-secondary $40,000 in debt, or maybe even that life is going to take a really unfortunate sideways turn and somebody is going to have to open a GoFundMe page for you and your family, I can help you prevent all of those things from happening. If you want to see how, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Just do a search for Mike the Financial Advisor. You should find me.
You rely on your vehicle to take you to the places that matter most to you. So bring your vehicle to the team you can rely on to keep it running at its best. Dave's Automotive Services. Whether you're getting your car or truck ready for the season with a tire change, making sure you're safe on the road with an inspection and certification, or doing your due diligence to keep your vehicle in tip-top shape with regular maintenance, Dave's Automotive Services has you covered. Expert troubleshooting, quality repairs, and time-efficient labor are the 3 stars of service you can expect when you bring your car or truck to Dave's Automotive Services at 411 Airport Road. Call 705-478-5544 and book your appointment today. Meals are a special time for families to gather, share their day, and spend quality time together. Those dinners are made extra special when you add tropical produce found in the markets and grocery stores that carry La Huerta imports. La Huerta knows the importance of family, so they know which quality products make the best quality meals for your customers, whether it be Mexican Hass avocados, Brazilian figs, Ecuadorian red dragon fruit, or something just as exotic and special. To get your supply of the best tropical produce at competitive prices with brands buyers trust, contact La Huerta Imports at 705-752-1478.
Barry! I told you not to be scaring the customers.
Hey, Barry, come on in for a bite. And bring Brianna with you.
For only 2 minutes up the hill, where you're only a stranger once.
Ready to embark on an electrifying adventure? Look no further than the Mitsubishi Outlander, available in gas or PHEV, the SUV that redefines excellence. Recently awarded the best midsize utility vehicle in Canada for 2023 by AJAC. This bold and sophisticated SUV delivers advanced performance, safety, and tech, plus peace of mind with its standard super all-wheel control and the best warranty in the business. With red-hot deals and plenty in stock, your award-winning drive starts with the Mitsubishi Outlander.
Back inside the Powassan Sportsplex as the Powassan Voodoos come to the ice for a third period here against the Hearst Lumberjacks. It's 1-1 after 40 minutes of play. But before we bring Matt into the back end of the broadcast, I should say, we'll talk a little bit about how the NOJHL is looking as a whole. And at the end of the second period, the French River Rapids are up 5-1 on the Iroquois Falls Storm. And the Iroquois Falls Storm will be here tomorrow night at the Powassan Sportsplex. And midway through the second, the Sioux Eagles are up 5-3 on the Elliott Lake Vikings. Midway through the second, a tight contest between the Timmins Rock and Kirkland Lake Gold Miners as it's 2-1. And it's all knotted up in the Nickel City during the second period as the Greater Sudbury, or rather in Espanola, as the Greater Sudbury Cubs are tied at 2 with the Espanola Paper Kings. And looking back at our scoring summary in this one, it all came to the back of the net in that second period. Owen Hay with his fourth, assisted by Julian Trudell and Aiden Kalin. And then Carson Ricci tying it up by Zach Turner with his fourth, although we suspect it was Chase Thompson who actually got the goal in that one. So, welcoming back Matt to the broadcast now as we get set
hello.
as we get set for our opening face-off here.
That's how Ben Sargent does it, right?
That is exactly.
Although he changed it up a bit on the last podcast, I heard.
It's almost as if he was self-conscious after somebody
he got
called
very
him out.
he got very self-conscious about it.
I called him out on that too.
All right, we're 30 seconds in here. Puck in the far side corner. Voodoos trying to dig it out, and they do. Played around to the near side. And sent out of the zone. McCarthy will chase. McCarthy gets there. Banks it off the end boards, but it's Janicki who finds it. He turns it over, but Hearst get it right back. And they come out of the zone with it. Dumped in, and Ricci has it for the Voodoos with a minute gone in the third period. All knotted up at 1. This next one is going to be huge either way. There's a big goal coming in this period. Or maybe not. Maybe there's just one more that settles this whole thing. Shillingham in behind the net. Puck comes to the near side boards and cleared out. It's Bourdon Lemoyne. And now it's Como down the far side. Sent in towards the net. D'Arocolo smothers it, and he holds on to it.
You're talking about an important goal in this period, and I was going to say, well, maybe not, because it could go to, and I'm not going to say that because the last time somebody said that word around me, our wonderful co-op student Cassie Millen said it at a battalion game, and guess what? We went to that, and I will leave it up in the air as to what I'm implying to. I'm sure everyone can figure it out.
Courtney's playing Mad Libs here on.
Yes. A word for Working longer.
Bringing the puck down the ice is Smith. He gets muscled off the puck, and it's on the stick of McEwen, who's had a nice debut so far with the Voodoos. Boileau sends it to the corner. Gets knocked around behind the net. Puck comes out of the zone. Emmanuel Jr. sends it in, and Duracolo kicks it away. Trudell tries to play it in the corner. Knocked away by the Voodoos. Macmillan across the blue line to Thompson on the pass. Thompson carries it in. Puts on the brakes, goes into the corner, sends it to the point. The shot goes wide of the net as it deflects off a skate in front. Voodoos looking to get control of it. Dawson looking to chase it behind the net. But the Lumberjacks get there first, and they will clear it out. But the puck will actually pass everybody's stick, and it will end up as an icing against Hearst with 2:47 gone in the third period.
Not many shots on goal yet here in the early part of this third period, but there has been a lot of back and forth action between the two teams trying to figure out how each other are planning to play this period, and see if anyone figures it out here sooner rather than later.
Hearst looking to even up their record on the road. They're 4-5 as a road team so far this season. The Powassan Voodoos with a really nice 8-4-0-1 record at home. There's a shot coming in and out of the glove of Boileau, and then into the near side corner. Hearst are 2-3 in their last 5. The Voodoos 3-2 in their last 5 played. There's a shot that goes wide into the corner, and Hearst picks it up, and they will clear again. Kalen brings it over the blue line, but offside will be the call.
If you notice the little writing at the bottom of every player's jersey, it shows who's sponsoring them, and usually it's a local company. Only a couple of Voodoos players are sponsored, but Hearst has a whole bunch of them on the backs of their jersey, and Kalen has just the owner's name, 2 words, Claude Giroux. So the Ottawa Senators star, of course, playing for the Philadelphia Flyers years ago, and that's why these jerseys look like the Flyers jerseys, as the former captain of the Flyers purchased this team and move them to Hearst. A successful team as well, winning an NOJHL championship in 2019.
And always in the mix, right? They have some years where they are one of the better teams, one of the dominant teams, but then in those years where they maybe aren't winning the divisions, they're still putting up a fight. And again, they took the Powassan Voodoos to a 6-game series in the opening round of the playoffs just a year ago.
Yeah, you can't discount the Hearst Lumberjacks whenever they come to town. Even if they are having a quieter season this year compared to years past, they're still a strong team, as we've seen so far through almost 25 minutes of play. It's a 1-1 score.
Emmanuel Jr. with a big hit, knocking down the call-up. McEwen. Macmillan takes the puck, sends it up ahead to Smith. Smith dumps it in. Hearst gets to the puck first. Onto the stick of Emmanuel Jr. And he almost turns it over in front of the net. And then the Hearst Lumberjacks almost give it away again. But they just get control and get it out. And then a shot coming in from almost center ice that the goaltender Boileau had to make a save on. And now Newton carries it forward, going over the blue line. And he trips himself up. And now it's the Voodoos going in on a 2-on-2. Smith almost lost it. Now he dangles in front, and he gets denied on a toe save made out of desperation by Boileau. Smith almost putting the Voodoos ahead and gearing up the highlight reel camera on that one.
Icing call against the Lumberjacks as they're trying to get the players they were just on the ice back out. And yeah, Ray Smith, the thing I really enjoy about his play, Matt, is that he has a tendency to make something out of nothing. He looked like he nearly stick handled himself into submission on that play, and he was still able to get around the Lumberjacks and nearly sneak it past Boileau's toe, as now they're deciding that no, it wasn't icing and it is our mistake, and now they'll do a face-off at center ice. But Wraith Smith, man, every time he has the puck on his stick, he's a fun player to watch.
Voodoos win the draw at center ice, and they drop back into their own zone. Played across to the far side, and now back to the middle as it's sent out by Sturge down the left side. Going into the zone, there's a chance on net. The backhanded shot just wide off the stick of Dubroy. Into the corner, Dubroy chasing it, trying to set it up at the point. It's missed. And Patrick chases it down the ice. And the Lumberjacks go offside. 5:49 gone in the third period. 1-1 the score, and there's 2 shots apiece so far from either team.
Yeah, 26-24 in favor of the Lumberjacks so far. And these teams are as even can be so far throughout this game to this point. Again, score tied 1-1.
And I haven't seen Dylan McElhenney yet in this period. Remember, he was going to the locker room at the end of the second.
Yeah, and that's a loss for the Voodoos. We can see him, again, he hasn't yet to score for Powassan. He has 1 point in 2 games. But in that game against Espanola last week, again, he had a quiet first half of the game, but that third period, he took over and absolutely dominated. And you could argue that he should have had a couple of more points than just his lone assist. And then tonight, again, some more great opportunities for McElhaney as well. So shame for the Powassan Voodoos now that your newest acquisition is injured, and hopefully it's not for a long time. Hopefully he's back tomorrow night against Iroquois Falls, as he's just played 3 games so far for the Voodoos.
That puck into the corner, and you touched on that as it's touched up high, and high sticking will be called. You touched on that with General Manager Chris Dawson on the latest episode of the Frontline podcast, just talking to him about making moves and not being a real deadline team. They don't do a lot going in or at the deadline, but he is a general manager, and this is a franchise that does do a lot of shopping around to try and find the right chemistry as the season goes along.
Yeah, they like to make their moves early, usually before Christmas, or if they can, it's maybe one move at the deadline, but most of their moves are done usually by the end of November, so that's the kind of the thing that was perplexing to me. They've been quieter this year than years past.
Maybe it's just because they really liked a lot of the players that they brought in over the summer and into the training camp.
And of course, a lot of returnees as well.
That's right. Boswell coming in to the left side. Shot, scores! Como rips it across his body over the glove of Duracolo. And with 13:06 remaining in the third period, the Lumberjacks have their second lead of the night. It's 2-1.
Matthew Como is 7th of the season, and these were the guys that we were told to watch out for coming into the game, as that line of Patterson, Boswell, and Como, they lead the team in scoring, and they were also on Team NOJHL East at the Eastern Canada Cup last week, along with Peter Goulet and Josh Hardiman, the head coach and assistant coach for the Voodoos, who were coaching Team Canada East. So you got to think lots of familiarity here after spending a week together in Trenton.
Newton coming in, driving wide, and keeps the puck on his stick. Turns it over in the corner. Voodoos trying to get control of it. And they're playing comeback for the second time this game. Sturge tries to send it in. It's blocked by the Voodoos. And away goes Hay. Over the blue line. The shot. The save is made. That was a dangerous looking shot off the stick of Owen Hay. And that's a big time save by Dan Duracolo. His 25th of the game. 7:45 gone in the third. And the Voodoos down by a goal. Hard play on the far side boards. Puck comes out to the neutral zone, now sent across to the near side, and it's Schillinglaw who has it for Hearst, but he'll drop back all the way behind his own net. Now you've got a couple guys playing up high on the forecheck here for the Voodoos. And that's where they're going to want to keep the puck at this stage of the game. Turnover at the net, and a poke check made by the goaltender to get it out of the area. Shot from the blue line is sent in, but delayed offside, and now the Voodoos have to retreat out of the zone as the Lumberjacks will have an opportunity to clear, which they do. They don't get it very far past center ice as it's shot right back in by the Voodoos, and this time Boileau will hold on to the puck.
Yeah, Wraith Smith was coming in with a lot of speed there, so Boileau just decided, hey, you know what, we're going to calm things down here, and maybe we'll see a change, as they do see a change from the Powassan Voodoos with an offensive zone draw coming. And the Voodoos definitely have offensive weapons that can hurt you in many ways. One of them out there right now, Cameron Lemke, along with Reese Smetham, who was one of the top goal scorers last year for the Voodoos. So if you're Powassan, you got to like your chances. However, you do have a bit of a hole to dig yourself out of here, a one-goal hole, that is.
And there's another play where Boileau comes out of the net. He looked to play the puck, and then it bounced off his stick and redirected towards the net. Boileau, he hasn't come out and played the puck a lot, but he hasn't looked comfortable when he's done it. Maybe something the Voodoos will look to expose as the game goes on. There's a shot, Janicki, in and out of the glove of Duracolo. Voodoos trying to clear that puck. Janicki trying to hold it down the line. And that's going to be offside. I couldn't see where the puck was. It was right below our broadcast booth here, and Janicki's big frame was kind of blocking the view. And then it looked like the arm went up to signal the offside. The Lumberjacks touched it before clearing the zone, and that drew the play down, and so faceoff will be just outside the Voodoo zone. .9:15 gone in the third. The Voodoos down 2-1. Sturge dumps it in. Play to the near side. Sturge can't hold the line. Sent down the ice. Rotundo chasing. Played in front of the net. And the Voodoos get it out of the area. Patrick dumps it in. Smetham battling for position. He cannot get there. It's sent down the ice. And icing won't be called here. McEwen bringing it forward. He had Owen Smetham smacking his stick at the Hearst blue line, asking for that stretch pass, but McEwen couldn't get it to him. And now this one's dumped in, and that will be icing called.
9:52 left in this third period, and this is almost certainly jinxing it at this point. No penalties yet in this period. Maybe the referees are just going to let them play. Who knows? My hunch says no. They probably won't. But again, 2-1 lead for Hearst here in a tight game. Powassan looking once again for the equalizer.
Off the draw, the shot comes in and it goes high, deflected off a stick in front of the net. In behind the net now, Voodoo's in control, trying to center it. The puck comes to the right side. They play back behind the net. Now to the point, walking in the shot, and it's blocked off a skate in front. Voodoo's back in control, but they can't complete the pass to behind the net. Now they're keeping the pressure on the near side boards, looking to get the loose puck, and they can't get it. And it's sent out to Emmanuel Jr., who plays it in towards Duracolo. Now in the back half of the third period with 9:18 to play. Sent it to the far side. McMillan is there. Tries to carry it around in front of the net. Just couldn't get the pass off. Puck stays in the corner. Voodoo's looking to center it. Nobody there except for Janicki of the Lumberjacks, and he sends it down the ice. Now there's a foot race to it, and McEwen gets beat to the puck, but Duracolo's there to help out his young defender, but now there's a turnover at the line. There's a play to the side of the net, and it goes through the legs of Duracolo and out to the far side of the zone. Lumberjacks looking to put another one on the board here. Pressure is on for the Voodoos with 8.5 to play. At the line, Trudell plays it to the corner. Boswell holding his man there. Puck comes out of the area. They get it to the circle. The shot comes in. Save made. The arm is up, though. from the official. Hooking is signaled.
I wonder who that's going against.
8:20 to play. And the Voodoos will be short-handed.
Parker McClellan in the box. Almost any time that you see a penalty called in your defensive zone, you know it's probably against you. And now
that's just a good shift by the Lumberjacks. I mean, they worked hard to get the puck out of the zone, and they just kept putting the pressure on the Voodoos in their own end.
Well, the Powassan Voodoos are a team that can hurt you shorthanded for sure, especially with a guy like Cameron Lemke out there on the ice and Zach Turner. But, at any point, especially when you're trailing, you don't want to have to kill off a penalty like this with 8:16 left in the third period.
They've scored shorthanded 3 times this season, while the Lumberjacks have given up 4 shorthanded goals against. And the Voodoos are going for it here. They're looking for the equalizer despite being down by a man. But the Lumberjacks bring it out. Janicki up to the line, dumps it in. The Voodoos send it right back out. Check that was Patterson on that play. Now Janicki has it on the far side. Schillinglaw now gets the pass and dumps it in. 7:40 to play. There's a hard hit in the corner. And the official is going to let that one go. Puck comes loose and it's sent down the ice. 7:25 to play in the third with 1:05 remaining in the Powassan penalty, with Parker McClellan in the box. Out to the neutral zone. Boswell bringing it in, trying to drive to the middle. He gets knocked off, or the puck gets knocked off his stick, and it's out to the neutral zone. 35 seconds ago in the Hearst power play. Boucher brings it in. Into the corner, now sets it up high. Cross to the near side, Boswell tries a slap pass across through the slot. That didn't work, but Boucher gets it back. Now he plays it behind the net. Into the corner, the Voodoos steal it, and they will send it down the ice. 15 seconds ago in the man advantage for the Lumberjacks. I'll tell you, neither of the... There's a shot coming in. That stop is made. And we're back to even strength as the Voodoos clear. So the Lumberjacks 0 for 4 on their power play opportunities tonight. The Voodoos 1 for 3, but they trail 2-1 with 6 minutes to play. Emmanuel Jr. coming out with speed. He's a big hit. That looked like it was going to end up in a dangerous situation for the Voodoos. Ricci coming in, and his shot is stopped by the goaltender. And I believe we will take our break. Yes, we will. 5:50 to go when we return. It's 2-1 Hearst from the Sportsplex.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.
Tonight's 3 Stars is brought to you by Dave's Automotive Services, 411 Airport Road in North Bay. Expert troubleshooting, quality repairs, and time-efficient labor are the 3 stars of service you can expect from Dave's.
Players to Watch is brought to you by Mike the Financial Advisor. If you have financial questions, he has financial answers. On Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Mike the FA.
And we welcome you back inside the Powassan Sportsplex as we'll talk a little bit about our players to watch in this one. Well, Tyler Patterson hasn't found himself on the score sheet from what I understand as of right now. Coming into this game, he had 33 points in 24 games played. And on the flip side, the Powassan Voodoos' Ray Smith yet to find himself on the score sheet as well. 25 points in 24 games coming into tonight with 12 goals, 13 assists. And of course, no matter the outcome, as you heard there, we'll talk about some 3 stars of the game as soon as we find them out here in the arena.
We'll also have our North Bay Sturgeon Falls McDonald's player of the game. And you can check that out on our social media accounts.
A little thing that has eluded how to say it for everyone here. We seem to trip over that one every single game.
Kalen brings it in. Lost it. There's a push from behind. And Villieu maybe going to the box here, and yes, he will be. Big moment here for the Powassan Voodoos. They killed off a penalty earlier in the period when they were already down by a goal. The Lumberjacks couldn't take advantage to expand the lead to 2 goals, and now it's giddy-up time for Powassan as they've got an opportunity to tie this game. 5:19 to go in the third.
Yeah, the Powassan Voodoos again looking for an equalizing goal. Like you mentioned, and how large will that 5-minute major loom now in that first period in which the Voodoos couldn't convert on that opportunity?
Yeah, it felt like even early on at that moment, they really could have used one. And we'll see if they can get one here. McMillan racing in. Puts on the brakes. Plays it down low behind the net. Back to McMillan on the far side. McMillan losing control. Looking to get it back. Scrambling for it. And getting some help there as Thompson brings it in. But his shot's blocked and it's sent down the ice.
Thompson came in for support and then did basically the exact same thing that McMillan did.
Yep. Ricci across to the far side, and McMillan didn't see the puck coming towards him. Ricci gets it back. Up ahead to Smith. Smith gets the puck off the boards. The shot. He fends on it, and it's cleared. Oh, man. The Voodoos just getting some real bad puck luck on this power play, which has less than a minute to go. 4:10 to play in the game. Case brings it out, up ahead to McCarthy. McCarthy down the left wing side, driving in, sets it up. Here comes Case, doesn't take the shot, carries it back wide. Case now tries to play it in front, bounces off a couple of skates, and then Boileau makes the easy stop.
Well, if you're a Powassan Voodoos fan, you've seen the script before of a lethargic-looking power play, eventually coming good and scoring late on the man advantage. So you're hoping that's what it's going to be right now. But the Voodoos have had moments in this one where they've looked to get some really good chances, and then, like you said, puck luck or just some bad bounces not going their way.
There's a chance at the side, and as Boileau makes the save, he knocks the net off, and so we'll restart. Yeah, I haven't been terribly impressed by either team's power play in this game. Every single time it's looked a little lackluster. And again, the Voodoos did get a power play goal earlier on in this game, their lone goal of the game. But again, it came right at the end, and it was just kind of oh, look what I found type of goal by Chase Thompson.
Exactly. You couldn't have said it better myself.
Off the draw, now played in behind the net. Lemke turns it over, but it almost went over the line. Just squirts across the blue paint. Now it's McCarthy up high in the zone. Whips it around the end boards, behind the net. Played off the boards to the far side to Case. Case lost it, but the Voodoos get a high stick up to keep it in, but now it's sent out. And the power play is over. Just like that, we're back to 5-on-5 with 3:15 to play in regulation, and the Voodoos trailing 2-1 here on home ice.
Just a quick update, Dylan McElhaney has come out. He's holding his other arm, and he's not in the sleeve right now, so might be big problems for the Voodoos moving forward.
Yeah, McElhaney in his street clothes. There's a chance in front, but again, no Voodoos player able to get their stick on it. And I mean, you gotta credit Hearst. They have not allowed the Voodoos to get set up at all in the slot area at all tonight. They have just plugged up that area. And even when the pucks have been bouncing around, the Voodoos just can't get a stick on it. And once again, they pass to the slot, but no one there. Up to the point. There's a shot at the side of the net, but Boileau recovers in time to make the stop.
Oh, and if Wraith Smith could have gotten that one off a little bit sooner, that would have been a nice chance, as he had a wide open net, just couldn't get the puck to settle down quick enough. And the Voodoos now find themselves with a timeout, and maybe they will pull Daniel DiRoccolo here with 2:18 left on the clock. They are they're down 2-1 here, and we'll have to keep an eye out on see if they go for the extra man.
And that's a hard one to time up for Smith, who is a right-hander, right? If you got a lefty in that circle, he's watching that puck come across, and you can time that shot up and go in for the one-timer, but because he's a righty, you got to settle the puck down, and then you just don't have the angle from that left side circle, right? So
no, your best hope is to try and tip it in.
Yeah.
But from the distance that he was at, it would have been too slow for him. Also, DiRoccolo has come off, so they will go with the extra attacker here. But no, yeah, that is a tough play for sure for Ray Smith to make. Just shame because there it was right there, right?
It was right there, and that's the thing. You have to wait for it to come across your body and then shoot it back across, as opposed to if you're looking at it as a lefty, right? It's coming to your stick side first.
Yep. That's why whenever I play the NHL games, me and my big brain GM moves and the coaching moves, I always put my defense on the opposite hands. Get one-timers off quicker.
That's right. Sent towards the empty net. Just wide, and then it's icing called against Hearst. 2:13 to play. And what do you make of head coach Peter Goulet pulling DiRoccolo with this much time left on the clock?
Well, your power play hasn't been great, so now you essentially give yourself another power play, so hopefully they can get something going.
And off the draw, McMillan's shot comes in, but it's a save made by Boileau. He really likes... He seems like he goes down a little early, but he still stays strong up high he's quick with his glove hand on those high shots. Ricci fires it in. Loose puck in the middle. And that time Boileau was able to find it in amongst some skates.
Yeah, Boileau doing the splits, something when I used to play road hockey back in my youth when I was a goalie and thought I was the next Marty Brodeur playing road hockey, of course. I wish I could have pulled off the splits, but never really turned out that way for me, of course, and probably a good idea that I didn't.
Face off to the far side. Powassan wins it again, sends it to the net, bouncing puck. It comes loose, it's going all the way down the ice, and it hits the post.
Could you imagine if that's what went in after all that action down there?
Yeah.
Oh my
I don't
goodness.
even know who was the last guy to hit it. So it goes off the post, and then icing is called. And so the Voodoos with another offensive zone faceoff coming up here with 1:53 to play in the third. They trail 2-1. They're getting a lot of support from the home crowd here. They're making noise. McMillan's shot goes through everybody. And now Owen Hay with a chance. He pushes it up to Patterson. Patterson looking at the empty net, but his shot gets blocked by McMillan. What a play on the back check by the Voodoos McMillan, and they get him moving forward again. Lemke coming in on side, shoots it wide, glove side. Picked up at the blue line. Shot comes in, and Boileau makes another save. And that's the dangerous thing about playing in this arena. Those hard shots from the point, if they don't hit the goaltender, you better get your butt moving back the other way if you're the Voodoos.
Yeah, if it hits the glass and bounces down the ice, we've seen the Voodoos score goals that way.
That's right.
Especially in overtime when the team, it's almost like your home field advantage, your home ice advantage. And at this point, I have to think Boileau's going to get one of the stars with the way he's played here in this third period too.
35 saves to this point. 1:20 to play in regulation. Puck sent around the boards, and it's chased out of the zone by McMillan. It takes a weird bounce, and it was going towards the empty net there.
Would have been friendly fire.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. McMillan. Ricci back to McMillan down the middle. Flips it in on the dump in. The Voodoos try to converge in the area. They get control of it. Now Hearst takes it back at the line. Lemke just could not hold it in. But on the backhand, he sends it in. Some fresh legs on the ice for the Voodoos. Dangerous time here as everybody's out of sorts trying to get back on to the ice. They turn it over. Como's there, takes the shot, and it's blocked by Sturge in front of the net. The Voodoos defender gets down to make the play, and now Boswell is going to get called for the high stick. And so the faceoff will at least be out of the Voodoo zone, but it will be right in front of their own blue line.
I'm just looking to see if they're going to put Girocolo back in the net. It doesn't look like it. It doesn't, yeah, it looks like the Voodoos are going to keep 6 here at their own blue line with 32 seconds left.
2-1 the score for the Lumberjacks. They win the draw, they get it in deep, and now the Voodoos bring it out. Racing down the ice, trying to get into the zone. They can't do it. The puck is sent towards the empty net, and it is a goal. The Hearst Lumberjacks with the empty netter with 16.3 seconds remaining, and that'll do it as the Lumberjacks are going to get 2 points here against the Powassan Voodoos.
I mean, 2 points in November, or would you rather be moving past the first round last April? I mean, I know what my answer is if I'm the Powassan. I'm just that petty. I'm just that petty. 16.3 seconds left on the clock. The Voodoos now down 3-1. It's all but over, as you said, Matt. Unless the Voodoos all of a sudden, hey, we've seen teams score, especially locally, against local teams in 10 seconds, so.
The Lumberjacks win the draw. They play it back. They'll send it forward. The shot comes in. Girocolo pushes it away. 5 seconds left. And the Hearst Lumberjacks are going to pick up the victory. 3-1 over the Powassan Voodoos. A couple of goals here in the third period to seal the deal. And the Voodoos just really couldn't get things going when the opportunities were there for them. The Lumberjacks doing a tremendous job in the defensive zone, not allowing any room for the Voodoos to get in good scoring positions. And that really is the way this game went. The Voodoos just could not get anything set up, despite a pretty good game played in their own end. They just couldn't find the equalizer.
The Voodoos players that remained on the ice did come out for a little salute. I got to think Daniel Girocolo with 31 saves, it might be one of the stars of the game, as well as he played his heart out for sure. And is not the reason by any means why this team fell short. You just said it, they couldn't get anything going in the Hearst zone. And unfortunate result here for the Powassan Voodoos. But on the flip side, they do play the Iroquois Falls Storm tomorrow. And the Iroquois Falls Storm have just fell 5-2 to the French River Rapids. So you got to think they're going to be motivated coming in tomorrow. But this is also game 3 of 3 for the Iroquois Falls Storm in tomorrow night's game. So big game coming from the Sportsplex tomorrow night, but it should still be interesting as well. The other scores in the league as well, the Sioux Eagles are up 6-4 after 40 minutes of play against the Elliott Lake Vikings. Timmins doubling up Kirkland Lake after 40 minutes of play, 4-2. And the Greater Sudbury Cubs are up 4-2 on the Espanola Paper Kings at the start of the third period in Espanola. So Greater Sudbury doing Greater Sudbury things and scoring a couple of goals there late in the second period to take a quick lead. And
in this game here tonight at the Sportsplex, again, it came down to, I think, 2 moments. The Voodoos not taking advantage of that 5-minute power play earlier on in the game, and then also getting a goal called back, a goal waved off, right, on that play that then resulted in them taking a penalty on the goaltender interference. So the Powassan Voodoos, those 2 moments stand out, and you wonder if those moments had gone differently, you'd think the Voodoos would be coming away with the 2 points instead.
You would think so for sure for the Powassan Voodoos. I mean, the team did look strong at moments, but just couldn't get the biscuit in the back of the net often enough. And we'll have to see if the offense comes alive tomorrow against the Iroquois Falls Storm. We never really got the 3 stars here in the arena,
we didn't,
which is strange. So I guess they're leaving us to our own devices on that one.
Go for it. Take it away.
Well, you know what? Let's hear from our sponsor here real quick before we do that.
Tonight's 3 Stars is brought to you by Dave's Automotive Services, 411 Airport Road in North Bay. Expert troubleshooting, quality repairs, and time-efficient labor are the 3 stars of service you can expect from Dave's.
And the third star of the game, well, I got to give it to Daniel Girocolo. The goaltender looked great for the Powassan Voodoos, making 31 saves on the night, allowing 2 goals against. The third goal coming short or empty net. And for the second star of the game, well, I'm going to give it to the gentleman who scored the game winner, Matthew Como, getting his 7th of the season, assisted by Liam Boswell as well in that one. So Matthew Como getting the second star and the first star of the game. Well, they still have him listed as Rusticost here online, but it's Tristan Boylo who picked up 35 saves in the victory for the Lumberjacks. So Hearst coming away with 2 points and a couple of great individual efforts there out of those 3 stars.
I think those are great 3 stars. Courtney did an awesome job. We didn't even have to go ask the owner for his approval of those stars either. That's, man, I didn't know you could do that in hockey anymore. But anyway, the Powassan Voodoos lose their opening game of the weekend, but a chance to redeem themselves and come back tomorrow night. As Courtney, you will have the call with Ben Sargent.
I will have the call with someone. I'm not sure. I actually don't know who it is.
All right. Well, open auditions tomorrow. It's open mic night at the Sportsplex if you want to come by and do some color commentary. All right. It's been fun, man. I always enjoy doing these games with you. We want to thank Harrison Clements for doing a fantastic job as always on social medias. Go ahead, give us a like and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitter. And we want to thank Mike Brown, the birthday boy, for doing the camera work. Happy birthday, Mike. For Courtney Kenny, I'm Matthew Sukrum. The Voodoos lose 3-1 to the Lumberjacks here from the Sportsplex. Have a great night.
Why is Northern Honda servicing more cars of all makes and models? Let's count the ways. 1. Our state-of-the-art facility has award-winning technicians. 2. Northern Honda has the lowest tire price guarantee, no matter what you drive. 3. The lowest synthetic oil change guarantee, and every 5th oil change is free for all makes and models. Plus, new Honda buyers get brake pads for life. See the service difference at Northern Honda, 1250 Seymour beside Home Depot.
Community engagement is one of our core focuses at McDonald's. The key is finding the right people who are passionate about the same things we are, helping kids be kids. McDonald's proudly supports local organizations such as the North Bay Regional Health Center Foundation, Big Brothers Big Sisters, One Kids Place, the Children's Aid Society, and Ronald McDonald House Charities. Stop by McDonald's on 1500 Fisher Street, North Bay to see how we can serve you and the community every day.